Vice President of Tibetan Association of Santa Fe. I would like to say a few words on this very important day today. This was the day 60 years ago in Lhasa, Tibet. Thousands of our country men and women took to the streets to protest against the illegal occupation and the brutal regime of the Communist China. There was also a fear that morning that the Chinese armies were going to abduct our beloved leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So many of them formed a human chain around the Potala Palace in order to protect him. But unfortunately, they were brutally massacred. About 86,000 Tibetans perished that day. We lost our freedom, became refugees, children became orphans, elderly parents had to bury their sons and daughters, and we had to flee Tibet over a treacherous journey to flee to safety. Looking back, our people have gone through so much suffering, and today is a sad reminder of our painful past. After the end of the World War II, seeing the unimaginable human sufferings and destruction that war have caused, I think it awoke somewhere humanity and its moral conscience. And in this past 60 years, if you look at it, so many countries in the African continent, in the Eastern Europe, so many countries have gained freedom from their colonial rulers. But unfortunately, Tibet still remains occupied. And we have to carry this torch forward, carry this struggle, because our struggle is for just cause. We are not here against ordinary Chinese people, because we know that they are also suffering from their oppressive government. As per the 2018 annual review by the organization called Freedom House, once again, just like in 2016 and 2017, they have ranked Tibet as the second least free country in this world after Syria, in terms of having civil rights and political freedom. Our rich language and culture, traditions, religion are on verge of extinction because it's suppressed. And if anyone dares to speak up for its preservation, and if any voice of dissent, they are jailed or disappeared into thin air in Tibet today. Recently, a young man by name of Tashi Wangchuk, you can read about him in the newspaper today. He was a language advocate, and he was wrongly sentenced for 5 long years in jail simply for advocating teaching of Tibetan language in Tibetan school, and that was his crime. There are many Tashi Wangchuks like him today inside Tibet. Many prisoners of conscience languishing in Tibet jail. And we have to speak for them, be their voiceless, be the voice for the voiceless. Sadly, Tibetans have become a minority in their own country. I don't know if many of you are aware, Tibet geographically was a large country, and they say it's about 2 times the size of Texas, our neighboring state. So you can imagine how big it was and how rich our natural resources were in terms of minerals and fresh water. Tibet was once called the third pole, and rightly so, after Arctic Pole and Antarctica for its vast resources of fresh water. But today, sadly, Tibet remains stripped, barren, and looted. Lastly, I want to say our beloved leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, is very much with us today, alive and healthy, and China could not abduct him like they abducted Panchen Lama. Our leader has been a champion of peace and compassion and a true Nobel laureate, and he lives in the hearts of every Tibetan inside and outside Tibet, which China can never erase. Thank you.